slides 30 and slides 31. So now we're going to move on and talk about some of the labeling requirements on our secondary containers. So secondary container is going to be when we get a shipment of a chemical, whatever it might be, shipped to us. It's going to be known as the primary container. If we take it out of that primary container and put it into our own storage container, that's what we're going to be talking about as a secondary container. Now, there obviously are still labeling requirements for secondary containers. So there's a couple different options you can have to label like that. You can make your own labels. We'll have to go over the list on there, the product identifier, the signal words, hazard statements, kind of similar to on the GHS that we already talked about. Another option you have is using the NFPA or the HMIS label. And those can be used interchangeably. So as you can see here, we got an example of both. On the left, we got our NFPA label, and on the right, we've got our HMIS. You probably do see the NFPA used a little bit more, but you can also find quite a few chemicals labeled with the HMIS, like here on the left, on the right, I'm sorry. Now there are some similarities between the two. They're both going to use the color system, so we got blue, red, and yellow on both. One benefit of the HMIS label over the NFPA is that the HMIS label colors are labeled, so you wouldn't necessarily have to remember that blue was a health hazard because it tells you right there in the writing. So it makes it a little bit easier to kind of keep track. Now to focus on the NFPA for a second. They start from blue, red, and yellow, and each color does signify a certain hazard category. So blues are going to be your health hazards, red's going to be flammability, and yellow is your instability or reactivity. So that's basically telling you what kind of physical hazard can it have on you besides being the flammable part right there. On these labels, the higher the number, the higher the hazard, and they do go up to a maximum of 4. So you'll have 0, 1, 2, 3, or 4 in the colors. 0 in any of the colors saying that specific hazard, whatever category it might be, is not there. And then you also have up to 4, which is going to be the maximum hazard in that category. The white diamond at the bottom, never going to have a number in it. If it does have anything, a lot of times they are blank, but if it does have anything in there, it's going to be telling you a specific hazard, like a don't use a line through it, don't use water. Could have ALK for alkaline, corrosive, so on and so forth. Same numbering system on here on the right on the HMIS, 0 through 4. It's going to be in that format though with the actual hazard category listed in writing, like I said. And instead of specifying a specific hazard like the one on the left does, the HMIS label is actually going to give you a PPE index of what PPE should you use